Okay, Catalina Morgan 440 2006. Quick walkthrough starting aft with a brand new 1 week old 380 watt high-end solar panel mounted to the davits. There is also a D400 wind generator, which is in the process of having blades put back on. Obviously there's a stern anchor that I don't think has ever been used. Full canvas enclosure. We have canvas mounted solar panels, which are fully functional, wired into a Victron. And then we have a furling main, 62.5 foot mast. The standing rigging was replaced in 2018. The sails were replaced in 2019, both the mainsail, and there's a Genoa jib, which is also replaced, which is currently stored because this is going on the hard today. Running rigging is new or newer, past couple of years. All of the blocks are regularly maintained. Right now there's covers on the forward windows, and obviously I've got a dinghy stowed on the foredeck. The dinghy is new this season, brand new this season. It's a 10-foot AB rib, which weighs 95 pounds. It's got an 85-foot Mantis stainless steel anchor on 185 feet of 3/8 road with a Mantis swivel, which has never let us down. There's two water tanks. One's 50-gallon, which is the forward port water tank. You can see the cap for it there. And on the starboard side, there's the main water tank, which is 125 gallons, bringing the total water tankage to 175 gallons. 120-gallon diesel water tank, or 120-gallon diesel tank. Fill is here, color-coded, just in case. And the waste tank, which I believe is 100 gallons, but I have to double-check on that. New isinglass for the forward part of the canvas, which was installed 3 or 4 weeks ago. And let's go down below, take a look. Like I said, this is just getting set up for haul out today. So here, moving aft, we've got the covers on the winches right now. You can see the full canvas enclosure, which is amazing for entertaining. Huge entertainment space. We have a 15-horse Yamaha 4-stroke engine from 2017, which is currently mounted for haul out. We have a Magma barbecue, which is stowed away. We have, coming around to the pedestal here, we have Raymarine, which was installed 2017 with our tri-data down here. The engine hours are 2,811, and this has been regularly serviced with clean synthetic oil. We have high water alarm over here, a inverter plug-in has been installed here so you can charge your iPhone while you're navigating. This is an auto anchor system, so you can actually drop the anchor up and down from the helm or turn your anchor on and off. Even though you can also drop the anchor from, of course, the from the forward part of the boat. There's switches up there too. So these dolphin seats here it's what we call them. They're fantastic just for being underway and just wanting to see it, you know, look around, hang out. They're also called margarita chairs by some people. Moving, so right now that's a cover which is about to get put on the new isinglass. 3 winch handles, lines have just been cleaned and are ready to go into storage. And let's go down below. So the fridge is being cleaned out, and the freezer is also being cleaned out, so that's why they're open. But into the galley, we have a Force 10 oven, which is new in 2020, I believe. The garbage is actually kept under the stair here, and there's additional storage under the stairs. There's a collision mat that we keep down here. Into the freezer. Obviously the freezer's put away, but you can see some deep storage there. It comes with these gauges which monitor the temperature of the freezer. Standard microwave. And we have a Acuva water filtration system, which is wired to the battery bank, which allows us to get, you can't see it now, but this is additional filtered water through the Acuva system, which is just an extra layer of protection. We have lots of storage here. The boat also has a induction cooktop, which we keep down there. Just additional storage here. The engine is under here. I'll just open it up really quick. So this is a Yanmar 75 horse engine with a 125 amp Balmar alternator. The cooling system is running to a diesel Fisher Panda 8 kilowatt generator, which sits in the bilge here. But we've recently changed the serpentine belt, which you can see. But this has always given us lots and lots of power underway. And actually we like to make water underway when we're like offshore or on passage, because there's also a 35 amp, just a minute here. There we go. There's a 35 gallon per hour Cruise RO water maker, which sits back here. You can sort of see it. Runs fantastic, but it uses enough power that we like to run it either off the alternator or the generator. Also just tends to drain the battery bank. Storage under here. This table, just a minute here, actually goes up and down. So table can be lowered, and these pieces fold out, and then this becomes like a giant lounge or giant bed. Just turn that off. So on the panel here, it's you can see the salon table. I'm just turning it off. May as well stop at the panel here. Fully functional panel that is being regularly kept in good order. Here is the 120 volt panel. So we have, when we want to turn the water heater on, for example, we have to be on either shore power or the generator. Other than that, there is the, for example, Vesper AIS here, which is working great. The Acuva water filtration is here. When you're down in the bilge, these engine room lights come in handy. There's electric forward and aft heads. There's a sweet air tank, which you can maybe hear humming, which keeps air flowing through the waste area, and that just obviously helps to prevent odor buildup. Right now, the tank is completely empty and is being washed out, and there's just a little bit of vinegar in there, just preventing any buildup over the summer. But yeah, nav table, here's one of the air conditioners. This is the port air conditioner, which cools the aft cabin. It also functions as a heater. The bilge, oh, by the way, these chairs fold out into a footrest, which is nice. Looking down in the bilge, So the bilge, I just cleaned it for the summer. You can see the water maker there's pickled. That's what the blue and orange lines are. It's got the dual Raycor filters, fuel filters. It has down there you're looking at a valve which switches the water maker intake on, and if you switch it the other way, that feeds the air conditioning and cooling system. And then underneath here we've got all of the plumbing fully labeled. And there's of course the Fisher Panda generator, which has the sound cover on it at the moment. I replaced the exhaust elbow a couple months ago, and everything's working great. And we've regularly changed the oil on this. Closing this back up. Oh, and I didn't mention this seat here pops off if more space is needed. There's the ditch bag with flares and everything like that. There's the power generator selector switch. I'm gonna turn this off. And there's your 120 volt panel right now with the different air conditioning circuit breakers as well. So turn those off. The anchor breaker is here. Anchor windlass breaker is here. So we obviously switch that off when we're underway as a precaution. The windows are all closed at the moment. We keep this on while we're at anchor, this Ray Marine, just to keep an eye on the wind and the depth. Weems and Plath instrument here, as well as the VHF and a Fusion stereo, which also links to the cockpit and is fully wired into these Bose speakers here. We have a pretty good library over here with ICW guides, waterway guides. There's Bahamas cruising guide. You know, just a whole bunch of great stuff. Tommy Bahama pillows. Underneath here is a 3,000 watt. That's a 3,000 watt Victron inverter. Behind that, there's also a switch panel specifically for a pedestal that we encountered in St. Augustine, the former owner encountered, which kept causing the panel to switch, and it might have been something to do with that marina. But anyway, so there's just a panel in there that we don't use very much, if ever. Moving forward, so over here there's cabinet, or sorry, a closet. All the manuals live in these two storage containers here. There's the wire clippers, binoculars, spare parts. Yep, just a whole bunch of spare parts. Under here is this is the high pressure pump for the Cruise Arrow water system. Also the deck pump out is down here. So you just switch that when you're offshore, you want to pump out. And then you have to run the macerator, which is on the panel there. And that's your pump out system. Moving forward, we have a new mattress. I think it might be 1 or 2 years old, which folds as well. It's got a folding function. So underneath here is obviously your forward water tank, your bow thrusters you can access through here. This is where we keep the center cushion for the salon, where the fold down table goes. You put that on top, and there's your sort of lounge area. This is the control panel for the forward air conditioner, which actually works really well. And there's a heater, an aftermarket heating type function that was wired into this a couple years ago. The really nice dry heat when it gets chilly around Christmas time. But anyway, this is the starboard air conditioner. It's just really powerful, really fantastic. So looking around the aft cabin, there's obviously a mirror and a little spot to sit here. Behind this door is, I'm not going to open it, but there's more storage. 2 owner's manuals, as well as the Fisher Panda manual lives under here. In the forward head, we have, again, electric toilet, or sorry, electric head. And we have a shower here with some storage that lived in here. So these are, it's a little messy, but these are filters, pre-filters for the Cruise RO water system. So you got, you know, at least 1 season's worth there, and this is obviously just some cleaning products. So moving to the aft area. Oh, and these are drawers, and underneath these drawers on the starboard side is a transducer for the, well, it's a transducer. So moving on, there's some, these are night lights, so they're red lights for when you're offshore and you want to keep your night vision. Storage under there. Up here is where we keep some of the offshore gear, so, you know, straps, covers, jack lines, that sort of thing. It's comes with a full offshore EPIRB, which we've tested this season, just, you know, to ensure it's fully functional. Under here is how you actually under here is how you access the aft part of the engine, and that's actually where you have to change the impeller. Honestly, it's a little challenging to get to the impeller, just the way it's designed, but we did change it this season, so that's nearly brand new. Here's the aft head, so the shower, so essentially here's the sort of setup with the shower cushion, and there's a shower, this goes into the shower drain in the bilge, which you turn on when you have a shower. And in here, just more storage. And in here, there's just more storage, and that's where you'll find, we actually keep some fuel treatment and other products in there. Moving all the way aft, this is the aft cabin. Lots of storage space, cabinet space in the aft cabin. That there is an access panel to the aft lazarette, and you get a little hatch up there which looks up into the part of the cockpit, the aft part of the cockpit, just to give a little bit of light. Right now we've got the Genoa nicely folded for the winter, or the summer I should say. It's just a pillow. Underneath this mattress, which by the way folds, is a 1200 amp hour lithium battery bank, which is wired to the Victron, and we can monitor it from our cell phones. And behind this door is another door, and that leads into what we call the garage. And the garage is where you'll find laundry. That's actually a washer dryer there, that's storage. Right now the garage is pretty full, but you know, we've got our chairs and our cleaning products. There's another freezer back here, which is amazing, and that's screwed into the storage area here. And the function of that is just, you know, if you're offshore, it doesn't move or rock with the boat. And then this part of the garage opens up into the cockpit, and there's some lines. Those are the jib sheet lines. It also comes with preventer lines just underneath that. There are 5 jerry cans back there, three diesel, 2 fuel, with a quick push nozzle to make it super easy to fill your tank. You just, you know, tilt it over and push the button, and the fuel goes in. And there's your membrane for the Cruise RO right there. And there's just a whole bunch of filters you can use when you're filling up, for example, in the Bahamas, just to avoid water in your tank. Oh, and by the way, behind that there is access again into the aft lazaret with the steering quadrant, which is in great shape. It's been we inspected it this year with a marine professional, but it's just being kept in really solid condition. You got your 30 amp and your 50 amp cords there with the smart plugs, and those are the 30 amp. Something unique about the boat, the 30 amp is for the air conditioning system. So you can see that over here. You can see your air conditioning runs off a shore power for the 30 amp connector. But everything else, the house, everything for the house runs off 50 amps for shore power. So usually you have to plug into both a 30 and a 50 or use a pigtail, which is another way of doing it. Here's the Victron multi-control here. And again, that's wired with Bluetooth to an app, so you can always check how much your solar panel is drawing, and you can see how much your battery bank is at, and you can see the output of each of your 3 solar panels that I showed you at the beginning. So really, the blinds are all drawn right now as it goes into storage, but it is quite bright and spacious when these are up. So that is the Catalina Morgan 440 coming back near where we started here. And thank you for joining me on this tour.